Good morning, everyone. We get the honor of listening to Kris Bell from Utah today. Kris, go ahead and take it away.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Hopefully everybody is doing well. I'm going to share my screen really fast with you. We are going, let's see. Sorry, I missed something. I forgot to say to share screen. Okay. So today we're going to talk about active listening. And oh goodness. Sorry, I'm having quite the morning. I had to put a hat on because I just had that type of a morning. Going to the farm this morning, got a flat tire. Ugh, good times. Okay, so we're going to talk about active listening. And I just had to put this little cute thing on about the chicken because I love chickens, about I have selective hearing. I'm sorry you were not selected. And then this is true. Most people do not listen with the intent to understand. We are listening to the intent. We have the intent to reply to what people are saying to us instead of actively listening. So I have a couple of videos that I want to share with you for just a second, okay?
Hey Murph. Hey Ronathan. I heard you're having trouble with your computer.
Yeah, thanks for coming down.
Okay, so what seems to be the problem?
So every time I try to get online, it's asking me for an admin password, but it shouldn't need a password to get onto the internet.
Sure.
And I should already have admin privileges on this computer.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Did you get all that?
Yeah, totally. So you need admin privileges?
No.
Yeah.
I already have admin
Oh,
privileges.
okay.
I just need to
Great.
get on the internet. And
Okay, yeah.
I shouldn't need admin privileges. for the internet.
Yeah, got it.
I feel like you're not actually listening to me.
Yeah, sure.
Are you
Yeah,
actually
okay.
not listening to me,
no,
or are
I get
you
it.
saying that you
Okay,
get
sure.
that it seems that
totally.
way?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, you need to stop
Sure.
that.
Okay, doing what?
You need to stop checking in with
Okay,
me so
right,
much saying
okay.
yeah. You need to stop saying yeah.
What do you mean?
It seems like you're not listening and that
got
you're
it.
just focusing on
Got
saying
it.
yeah,
no,
and
that
got
makes
it and
sense.
everything.
Yeah.
Like you took
Yeah,
some kind of
okay.
active listening class,
sure,
but you're not actually paying attention.
Totally. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Then why did you disagree with me a million times while I said it?
Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm just showing you that I'm listening to you. So you have a problem with your dog, is what I'm hearing?
No,
That's what
you're clearly not listening to me. Just shut up.
Garrett,
Shut
sure.
up.
Okay.
Shut up.
Sure.
Shut up.
Sure.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Okay.
Shut up.
Okay, sure.
Shut up.
Okay.
Don't talk. Don't talk for a second.
Sure.
Oh, got you.
Oh, sorry.
Totally.
Okay. If you're actually listening to me, why don't you tell me what I just said?
Sure.
Okay, so sometimes, hopefully we're not this bad, but sometimes when we are listening to people, we really aren't okay, we're not listening to them. Maybe we're hearing them, but we're not listening. So, and this just reminds me, it's kind of funny because Sean will say in his line of work, he'll say, you know, I have to actively listen to people so I know what's going on in these situations. And so when something's going on in our lives, he'll say, are you actively listening to me? And I'm like, well, yeah, of course I'm actively listening to you. He's like, but are you hearing what I'm saying? And then when I started learning about active listening, I'm like, yeah, maybe not so much sometimes. I'm not actually listening to everything he has to say. So here's another example, and this is just a little bit better, okay?
First there was PlayStation, aka PS1. Then there's PS2, PS3, and now PS4. And that makes sense. You'd think after Xbox, there'd be Xbox 2. But no. Next came Xbox 360. And now, after 360, comes Xbox One. Why one? Maybe that's how many seconds of thought they put into naming it.
Can you get the butter, please?
Yeah. However, with the Xbox One, I can control my entire entertainment system using voice commands. Up until now, I've had to use Leonard.
Then get the other one. Pass the butter.
Hang on. I don't feel like you're taking this dilemma seriously.
Fine, Sheldon. You have my undivided attention.
Okay, now, the PS4 is more angular and sleek looking.
No way.
It's true. But the larger size of the Xbox One may keep it from overheating.
You wouldn't want your gaming system to overheat?
No, see, well, you absolutely would not. And furthermore, the Xbox One now comes with a Kinect included.
Included?
Yes. Not sold separately. Although the PS4 uses cool new GDDR5 RAM, while the Xbox One is still using the conventional DDR3 memory.
Why would they still be using DDR3? Are they nuts?
See, that's what I thought. But then they go and throw in an ES RAM buffer.
Whoa, wait a second. Who's they?
The Xbox.
You're kidding!
No, I am not. And this ES RAM buffer should totally bridge the 100 gigabit per second bandwidth gap between the two RAM types.
This is a nightmare. How will you ever make a decision?
See, I don't know. What should I do?
Please pass the butter!
Okay, so whoops. So that right there, she did do better, right? I mean, she got engaged. She was listening to him. She like gave some cues. She repeated kind of what he was saying. So she started actively listening. So that's what we're going to be talking about. So in order to build our actives business, and even not even so much like with actives, this could go with any other job you have. This can go with like life in general when we're talking with people. So to build our business, you're going to need to talk with people to build relationships. And it's going to be essential to have listening skills to be successful. And so let's just take it a step further. It's not even just listening, but it's about actively listening. So actively listening can be a very difficult thing for people to do. And a lot of the times we're waiting for our turn to talk and what we're going to say next instead of truly listening to our prospects. So what is active listening? Active listening is a pattern of listening that's going to keep you engaged in your conversation in a positive way. It involves paying attention to your conversation, not interrupting, and taking the time to understand what your person is saying to you. And a lot of times it's hard not to interrupt. So active listeners avoid interrupting at all costs. They summarize and they repeat back what they've just heard. And they also are going to observe the body language that's going to give them an extra level of understanding. So when you start to practice active listening, it's going to make the other person feel heard and valued. So active listening is a helpful skill for us to develop. It helps you truly understand what people are saying in conversations and in meetings. And it's not what you want to hear or what you think you hear. It's what you actually are going to be hearing. So talking doesn't build trust. Listening builds trust. And good listeners are more concerned with understanding their prospects' real needs and helping them make right decisions to solve their biggest complaints in life. So you need to concentrate fully on what is being said. Listen with all of your senses and give your full attention to the speaker. That means put away your phone, ignore all distractions, avoid daydreaming, and then shut down your internal dialogue. I'm not going to lie. I find myself doing that sometimes because, someone can be talking and you're like, oh yeah, okay, I got to get spaghetti tonight. Or like they're talking and you're like, yeah, this is what I'm thinking. Yeah, this is what I'm going to say. Okay, don't forget this. Don't forget that. Okay. We're not supposed to be doing it. Okay. All right. So when a prospect needs to make a decision that they feel is going to change or have like a really big impact on their lives, tension occurs. This makes me think of like when I go to buy a car or something and the salesman's kind of like, well, what do you think? What do you do? And they want me to make a decision right then and there. Yeah, that's not me. I take my time. I gotta know. And so like whenever there's a big decision, there could be tension, especially when there's going to be money being paid out. So it makes the prospect more aware of whether they're making a mistake or not, if you're actually going to be listening to them and helping them understand. Because the more you listen to the prospect, the more relaxed they're going to become, and they're going to consider what you're saying more seriously. So remember this too, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And active listening to someone can show them that you're generally interested in their outcome. Their self-esteem goes up and their feelings of personal value also will increase. So really listening to your prospect with warm, genuine, and caring demeanor will help create a bond between you and them. So this is like a little 3-step process for active listening. So number 1, truly listen to your prospect. Show them that you're tuned in, make sure you're looking at them, and then be mindful of nonverbal behaviors also. Use open, non-threatening body language. So avoid folding your arms. Make sure you smile. Sometimes you can kind of lean in, and then as they're talking that you can nod so they know that you're paying attention to them. And then consciously control your facial expressions. I'm told a lot of the times people can read what I'm thinking on my face. So I need to be careful, because sometimes when people talk, I'm like, are you serious right now? So, okay. So, and a lot of the time, again, we're waiting for our turn to talk and we're not tuned into our prospect, and they're going to be able to sense this. And then they're going to come to the conclusion that we simply just want to sell them something, whether they need it or not. Like, we don't care. We just want them. Hey, we want you to do this. Don't care if you need it. So remember to really listen to their words and their feelings that they're trying to convey to you by their tone of voice and their facial expressions and their body language. And then also making eye contact with them. That's very important. Like, don't intently stare at them. Like, don't scare them by staring too hard at them. But again, just make eye contact. And again, make sure that you're going to ignore all the distractions around you. And even if you kind of have like a script, sometimes like you're like, okay, if they say this, I got to remember this. Okay, throw that out. Stop worrying about what you're going to say next and really pay attention to your people. Number 2, feedback what you just heard back to your prospect. So after they make a statement that reveals something important about their challenges, their situations, or what they're looking for, feed it back to them so they hear it from you, because you want to convey to them that, hey, I understand what you're saying. So you can, there's like 3 different ways you can do this. You can actually repeat it back to them verbatim, what you heard. And this is the easiest, because then they're going to hear exactly what they just said to you. And then you're going to confirm that you heard their statement. But then 2, like, people don't really like parrots. So don't act like you're a parrot, like you weren't really listening. You're just like, hey, this is what you said. The next one you can do is paraphrase what you heard. And this is a little bit better because it's just repeating, what they said in a little bit different way. So by paraphrasing, you could condense what they said into something more concise. And when you do this, then they know that you've listened because you just summarized what they said. But also be careful. Don't oversimplify what they said or leave out any important details, because that could ruin their confidence in you. So the third thing you can do is put everything that they said into your own words. And this could actually be the best tactic. So by putting what you heard into your own words, you're showing them that you understand their situation and that you can empathize with their struggles. So letting them know you've listened and understood is the most important outcome of this step. So the third step in active listening is confirm that you've heard them correctly. So this step is actually like critical, and it can often be overlooked. And what you do is, after you paraphrase what your prospect has said, you can just simply ask, did I communicate that correctly? Or do you believe I understand what you just shared with me? And then if they say no, then you have the opportunity to clarify your understanding by asking, okay, can you clarify to me what your understanding, or sorry, could you clarify for me what I might have misunderstood or didn't understand, or what I missed? And then this can create questions that can create an opening for them to give you back honest feedback. So, but if you nailed it, and then you're going to know, because they'll say things like, yes, that's it. Oh, exactly. Or they could just be nodding at you the whole time because you hit the nail on the head. They know, what they're talking about. So it's more, so with this step, it lets them know that you heard them, and then the trust is going to begin to develop. So active listening is going to help you build trust and understand other people's situations and feelings. And this will empower you to offer support and empathy for them. And active listening helps us to understand what's being conveyed to us. So our goal with active listening should be for the other person to be heard, validated, and then to help them solve their challenge. So I hope this helps you guys. It helped me. Now I'm going to try to actively listen to Sean just to kind of make him happy now. So thanks for listening, and I hope you guys have a great day. Back to you, Trish.
Thank you, Kris. I loved all of that. If I heard you correctly, we are supposed to watch people's faces. We're supposed to watch their body language, actively listen, put away our distractions, and really be able to communicate back to them what we heard. Did I hear you correctly?
You heard me. Thanks, Trish. Exactly.
I couldn't resist. That was amazing. Thank you so much. We need to be asking the questions to get them to draw out and be able to share with us what their obstacles are if they're not ready to close, so that we can get them closer to that closing. It is a multi-step process, closing a new distributor. And if we're not listening, it's going to be a lot harder. So listen to their issues, be able to get to the heart of what is the problem so that you can help them resolve it. Because oftentimes the things that they're seeing as obstacles are the very reason that they need to do this business. So thank you so much, Kris. Have a great day, everyone.